So you guys might have heard about this.
Models, let's go ahead and move on. Psychopaths will be psychopaths. What the frick can you do? And speaking of psychopaths, Twitter again. Twitter.
Situation with the VTuber Kirsch, in which a Twitter journalist named Anna decided to go after Kirsch, writing an article for Vice about Kirsch, accusing her of a number of things. And a sponsor of Kirsch's, and I say that loosely, ended up dropping Kirsch shortly after, to which it seems like the sponsor was doing this in reaction to the Vice article. Now, the reason...
Now, I don't know if he's going to explain the whole situation here, but I will say, basically, Kirsch, effectively said that if that one chick who got, like, who called that one kid the N-word,
Yeah.
that if you're gonna let, like, she should be allowed to have a freaking what is it, a freaking thing where you, like, donate the monies. I forgot what it's called, but you know what I'm talking about, where you can, like, go and get donations. Anyway, she basically said that it should be allowed for her to do that, so long as she herself is basically, like, not doing anything illegal, so to speak. And the comparison that I believe she used was the, I'm trying to remember his name, but it's the guy who stabbed another kid in the heart and murdered him. And then the guy, like, the family started, like, a GoFundMe. There we go, it's a GoFundMe. He started a GoFundMe to, like, help with the, like, the legal issues. And, like, all that stuff to try to, like, get out of jail. So basically, her mentality was, well, if we're gonna allow this guy who stabbed the guy in the heart to, you know, have a GoFundMe, then why shouldn't this lady who called the kid the N-word and got doxxed, and now she needs money to, like, move out of her house because she got doxxed, why shouldn't she be allowed to have a GoFundMe? And that's kind of why people basically want to destroy Kirsch now.
The reason I say sponsor loosely is because from what I've seen on the internet, it looks like Kirsch was doing a lot more for that so-called sponsor and their game, because that's what the product is, it's a game, and than they were doing for her. But nevertheless, that's a very quick TLDR of the situation. But it seems like Vice isn't done there, because Vice is still very upset. Today we have another Vice journalist now writing an article about not just Kirsch, but also including VTuber Leaflet here too. And this is some of the most, like, disingenuous stuff I've ever seen. I mean, this whole article actually...
Yeah, I don't know what Vice is doing. Vice has, like, they basically made an article, basically just spreading lies about Kirsch. Because of that statement I said about earlier. And she, like, said, like, it's like a cease and desist kind of letter. I don't know if it was a cease and desist, but she basically sent a cosplayer to the Vice freaking places to tell him to stop. It was freaking wild. That's how she posted up on Twitter.
That it actually comes off even worse than AI slop. Because I've seen some of those articles from, like, outlets where some AI is writing a bunch of slop and posting, like, dozens of slop articles a day. But like I said, this article from a real journalist apparently named Dwayne Jenkins, is even lazier than the AI slop articles out there. Like, that's actually impressive. How are you that bad at writing an article? Let's take a look. So we're here on Vice. The article titled Waypoint stands with Anna Valens. Waypoint, to my understanding, is like Vice's gaming division, which is pretty pathetic in of itself. Oh my gosh, yeah, Vice is gonna have great takes about gaming, I'm sure. But here's an example of what Waypoint's coming out with. Here we go. So they say, for the necessary full context, please read Anna's piece on the harrowing and continuing harassment she's been facing. She's much better at properly articulating the full scope of everything she's going through, but I'll sum it up. Anna is being attacked for simply asking questions about certain areas of the VTubing community, which she's an active part of. What began as asking about VLure's stances on trans creators working for them spiraled into a full-blown hate campaign once Anna started questioning why prominent VTuber Kirsch was being promoted and represented by gamersubs, following many worrying red flags.
Oh yeah, no, she's lying on purpose. She's, like, trying to, like, rewrite the story. That's not what happened. Anna, like, contacted gamersubs to try to get Kirsch, like, her promotion, like, removed by making up lies.
Flags. So really quick additional context on some of the backlash that Anna is getting that of course Dwayne isn't going to mention here, and that is how people are criticizing Anna over a clip in which Anna was speaking and advocating for extremely explicit non-consensual acts to be happening to women. And so people are like, this is one of the last people that should be morality policing anyone. And on top of that, this person actually is working for Vice, and they're like, how is Vice okay with this? And Vice isn't saying anything about it so far that I've seen. As a matter of fact, the only thing we have from...
Although I do say contact, but I meant like, it was a whole the article trying to freaking call for cancellation,
Vice
right?
now is Dwayne defending Anna, and once again, conveniently leaving this part out. Asmon's got a very brief clip on his Clips channel talking about this very thing and giving some additional context, so I'm going to play a portion of that, and then we'll get back to Vice's new article.
In the future, there are a number of institutions that emerge. If you are...
So this is the same person that's trying to cancel Kirsch as well. Okay, publicly.
a trans girl, you can go ahead and sign up for a reservation slot to an all-day access to one of many breeding facilities where you get to breed the shit out of that cis girl. You can absolutely...
This is the person...
That's a brothel. Yeah, that's a brothel. You're saying you want people to be able to... You're saying you want people to be able to pay to breed women? An all-day access pass to breed women. What the hell is wrong with you, you sick psycho?
Who wrote the article that caused this feature.
That's literally what the people that like human trafficking is doing right now.
Vtuber to lose this sponsorship.
Asmongold goes on to discuss further things this person does advocating for these non-consensual explicit acts to happen to women, and it's like even much worse than that. It goes on and on. But yeah, we're not going to be playing any more of that. Just understand that's some of the context, but what you heard there is only the tip of the iceberg, really. So we left off here where this Vice article goes on to talk about Anna writing this article about Kirsch and then getting backlash for it. Continuing, they say, since then, Anna has been receiving vitriol from nearly every corner of the internet. For the sake of everyone's sanity, I refuse to give those people power by explicitly naming them. Y'all won't be receiving that satisfaction here. Instead, I'm going to let everyone have a little sampler of what's been going on for the past week or so. And this is what I mean about this article being exceptionally lazy. There's 3 total examples here. 3 examples. I'm not going to show 2 of them because I'm already a little worried about the autofilter here on YouTube. You never know sometimes how sensitive that thing may or may not be, given the clip I already played earlier, which is, disgusting enough. But, like, the first example here is a DM someone got on Reddit, but they removed the name of the person who sent it and the name of the person who got it, and it says in the screenshot 1 second ago. So, who sent this? Who got it?
So even your freaking own sources aren't, like, reliable at all.
And 1 second ago, so whoever sent this is...
What the frick? Alright, my freaking internet is going wild today.
Probably just sending it to themselves and, like, taking a screenshot of it to include this article or something. Pathetic evidence. The second screenshot is a tweet that Kirsch made quoting something Sam Hyde said that involves some explicit stuff that I'm not going to show. Once again, we already got enough of that explicit stuff going on in this video. And the third screenshot I will show, and that is this thumbnail from Vtuber Leaflet, video that Leaflet made, and I believe her editor made this thumbnail. Why are you including this even? It's supposed to be like showing some of the backlash that Anna's getting, and they randomly include this thumbnail from Leaflet that has literally nothing to do with Anna at all. For the record, the Kirsch tweet didn't either, and that Reddit DM, like I said, it doesn't show who it's from, who it's to. It's 1 second ago, it looks like they sent to themselves, like...
Yeah, and they're trying to paint her out to be like some crazy thing, but that's not even her thumbnail, is it?
This evidence is some of the laziest stuff, and that's why at the beginning I also said that this is like worse than an AI slop article. How do you do worse than AI slop? Bro. Now, that very disingenuous framing here on Leaflet's thumbnail too, like, I'll play some of Leaflet's video and you can see what she had to say about this, but, like, they're just trying to make Leaflet look terrible here, basically. They're trying to imply things about Leaflet that are not true, because what this really is Leaflet reacting to a video. She didn't make the thumbnail, like, that's someone else's thumbnail. It's just Leaflet put on the thumbnail for her react video of that video. You know how it is, like very common practice here on YouTube.
Yeah, but they're trying to make it seem like she's racist. Honestly, if I was Vice, I would fire these two. Like, just because at this point, they're more of a risk to the brand of Vice than a benefit.
And we'll talk more about that in a second, but Vice goes on and says, so here's the deal. Anna's ongoing plight has reached critical mass. The people advocating for Anna, anyone belonging to the LGBTQI+ communities, and any other marginalized groups to endlessly suffer? Wait, what? But again, you didn't show any evidence of that. That's only one part of a truly disgusting equation. The other, equally important part is, why are clear, unambiguous bigots and racists allowed major platforms? Why are they given sponsorships and brand deals? Because we can bicker back and forth online all day, but at the end of the day, the likes of YouTube, Twitch, and every other notable space that allows this to thrive and fester, those are the ones who need to be forced to come out and say, yes.
Well, it's mainly because none of the people you accuse of being bigots and racists are bigots and racists. You just throw those words around all willy-nilly at everybody, so nobody even cares when you say it.
This is the kind of content we want, and we will subsist from going forward. So, what's your comment on that clip of Anna talking about those terrible things? Nothing? You fine with that? For y'all goofy racists and bigots, I don't have...
No, she's totally fine with Anna saying that you should be able to pay for free access to breed women all day.
The time to address you directly. Reason won't work with you. You're all lost causes.
Paid, did I say free or paid access? Sorry, paid access.
I know that Anna and myself as a black man wants every notable platform from games journalism. Notable in games journalism? I don't think that really goes hand in hand, but okay.
At what point is that just not our word? What the freak?
To the games industry and every other major media company, own your stance. You will not be allowed to sit on the fence any longer. Either you reprimand and punish the bigotry, racism, and hatred, or you come out and admit that's exactly the audience and legacy you want. The time for games is over. Twiddling your thumbs and pretending it isn't there isn't sufficient. Sure, it's Anna today, but after the LGBTQI+ issue has been dealt with among that crowd, it'll be the Browns, which is currently happening too. Then the Blacks. Hate has a tendency to do that. Become an ever-growing pit that'll never be satisfied because they need an opponent. For many of them, hatred is...
As a Brown, I can honestly say that I don't see this happening to the Browns. I haven't really noticed it.
Their brand. It's all they have to make up.
I've been seeing a lot of white people screaming about it, but I haven't really seen any of it actually happening.
Without it, they have nothing. There certainly isn't a personality worth being around underneath all of that filth after all. They're classical bullies, and they crave your engagement. So rather than engaging them personally, you engage the forces funding and feeding their nonsense. The ball's in everyone else's court now. Choose. How is this person actually saying all this stuff and including no evidence of the stuff that they're actually saying? That's actually crazy. And the evidence that...
It sounds to me like modern-day journalism, though, to be honest.
...out there shows that Anna has actually said worse things than any of the evidence that these people actually have. They're making up a whole bunch of stuff to get angry at, and they don't have the self-awareness to realize, like, they're actually doing a lot of the stuff that they're accusing people of. And then this guy's actually demanding that people and companies, organizations, that they take action against other people with no evidence of them doing anything wrong, simply because this guy wrote some slop article. Okay, let's see what Leaflet has to say about the thumbnail. This is not about the Vice article. That came out today.
I'll get out the way.
And this video from Leaflet is from yesterday. But still, you'll get some context.
First,
I haven't seen this clip.
My attention, guys.
I've watched Leaflet before,
Listen,
actually.
guys,
I've seen Leaflet before. It's just wild to me to think that, like, it's just so wild to see Vice, like, adding her into the drama.
Explain, okay? I can explain. First off, I didn't make this thumbnail. Julio made this thumbnail. Okay? First off. Second off, the background isn't even my thumbnail. The background is his thumbnail. Why did I allow it? Yeah, Quebec, because I look at every single thing that people post.
There's also freaking nothing wrong with it. What do you mean? Yeah, read the context. The whole point of the video was how freaking, like, insane. It was meant to be an insane freaking thumbnail. An outrageous thumbnail. That was the point.
On YouTube. Also,
and she reacted to that video. That's the thumbnail on the video that she reacted to.
Like, because this thumbnail in the background was not even my thumbnail. But anyway, people were telling me I changed it because there's like a sad face. No, it's thumbnail testing. I'm gonna explain this to people that don't.
Oh, thumbnail testing. Yeah. Okay. So basically, what you could do is you could take 3 different thumbnails and YouTube will basically like rotate which one it shows to people, just to see which one does the best, and then it'll tell you which ones have the most like clicks on it or engagement on it, and it's a good way to tell whether or not which thumbnails are the best ones to use, basically.
YouTube, okay? There's a thing called thumbnail testing, where you post 3 different thumbnails. Guys, I don't like slavery, okay? Guys, I know there's slavery in Angel Sword game, but it's only in there to be bad. That's the whole point, is that it's bad.
So yeah,
Yeah, it's a hot take. Slavery is bad. I feel like most people understand this.
Leaflet is not
Unless you support Hamas, who currently thoroughly enjoys slavery.
advocating for it. It's not even her thumbnail, just the version where her face is on it because, you know, react video stuff going on here. But leave it to very honest journalists to take that out of context, put it in some slop article to try and manipulate readers into thinking things that are simply not true. And they have the nerve to talk about people like rage baiting and only making content to hate. Like I said earlier, zero self-awareness with these people. Oh, by the way, if any chance Leaflet is watching this video, because I know sometimes Leaflet has watched some of my videos, I heard you can like help me with my Vtuber. So please reach out if you see this. So
hey! All right.
Just watched was a part of Leaflet's response, but out of curiosity, let's watch a part of the video itself. It's 45 minutes long. We're not gonna watch.
Bro, just use freaking V-Roy Studio and lep it. It's freaking awesome.
Whole thing. And spoiler,
Super
we
simple.
already watched like the first minute, but it's interesting and yeah, something I want to comment on here too. So we'll play some of this and take a brief look.
I investigate a country where slavery is still legal. That is so crazy. I mean, I know it's real. I mean, I know
Yeah.
because you hear about it, right? That like slavery.
I've
is
seen that
legal in
video
some
too. I
places,
was
but,
debating
like, how does
reacting to it.
work? Like, I don't know.
Now I'm kind of scared to react to it because I feel like I might get canceled. They call me a bigot for saying that racism is wrong.
You can be legally enslaved. If it looks like slavery, it smells like slavery, it sounds like slavery, it's slavery.
Turns out, when Abraham Lincoln abolished slavery by ratifying the 13th Amendment in 1865, they left in one little exception: convicted criminals.
Locked up. They're gonna slave to
like everyone's slave, not just black people, everyone now.
And refusal to work can be met with harsh punishments like solitary confinement, loss of privileges like visitation, phone calls,
Wait, really? Is this about America?
commissary access, recreation time, family
It does sound like it might be, right?
visits, good time credits, and access to books, hygiene products, and snacks. And the prisoners that do make small amounts of money can have up to 80% of their earnings deducted for various prison-related expenses before they see any of it, while 7 states pay them nothing. So, who benefits off of their labor? And does America have financial upside in locking more and more Americans in prison to maintain a steady...
This is crazy.
No, it isn't.
I don't know about this. This is gonna be interesting. But I'm gonna be real. I don't.
Now
think
I
it's
kinda
the
wanna
same
see it.
thing as slavery. I don't think so. I think this is like a weird. This is a weird take.
Okay, so let's pause there. She goes on to say that she'll like hear the rest of the video out, hear the take out. But I can say this much. I do actually watch a lot of prison YouTubers, and from what I've heard from various prison YouTubers, a lot of the people in
YouTubers?
prison actually want the jobs. Like, it's actually something a lot of them try to get.
Oh,
They
really?
will try to sign up and get that position. For example, working at the cafeteria or working outside, working maintenance, whatever the position may be. Because it gives them something to do. It gives them money to spend on commissary. And, like, for example, like working in cafeteria, some of these people will try and take some stuff back to the cell that they can then use for themselves. You know, you're not supposed to do this, but you might take some extra food if it... you know, you won't get caught doing it, take it back to your cell, use it for yourself, or try and trade it to another prisoner for something. All that aside,
I've heard of that. I've also heard... I mean, frankly, right, let's be completely honest. If the choice is between you taking me out of my cell and having me go work on, like, a job site, or me staying in my cell where potentially the gangs will decide they just want to shake me that day, or decide that I'm the next target that day, or whatever the frick, you know? I can kind of see the benefit there. You get to help society, and you don't get your booty cheeks clapped inside a prison.
Though clearly,
You know? You get to keep a small
once again,
butthole.
Leaflet is not advocating for slavery, despite what some journalists may be trying to say, and not just journalists, but people on Twitter, you know, Twitter police over there too. Let's take a look at what some of the Twitter cops are saying, because they're also mad.
I feel like if they're being paid less than minimum wage, it's absolutely should be illegal. I don't know if I'd say it's slavery, but it's definitely illegal, definitely immoral. I feel like at bare minimum, they should be getting minimum wage.
For example, I saw these tweets. I believe the bint person is a friend of Anna, by the way, that vice journalist. So, I'm so tired, shows the thumbnail of Leaflet's reaction to that other person's video and their thumbnail. And this other Twitter person saying, not all VTubers, but it's always a VTuber. Clearly, they're trying to make implications here about Leaflet based off the thumbnail and the title, and they haven't watched like a mere, like, 30 seconds of the video itself or whatever.
And again, it's always the Streisand effect. They're trying to cancel her using this, but I feel like the majority of people are going to go watch her, see that she's frankly not a bigot, not racist, and then some people are actually going to stay and watch.
So again, the editor clearly
It's
thought
always
this
gonna
was,
blow
like,
up
a
her
funny look.
account
Like,
more
we'll
than
give
it's
that
gonna hurt her.
title, We'll put like Leaflet's expression.
Because you can't just
like that.
make stuff up about people and then
As we
just
know, she's
expect
not
it
literally
to actually
advocating for
work.
slavery or anything like that, and these people are massively missing the point of that video, that they clearly haven't watched any of at all. But of course, they'll get mad in the comments and try and like spread some political brain rot here like this. I swear it's every other week since like February. I've heard of random VTuber being racist or homophobic or even just straight up being a Nazi. Because reacting to a video about prison labor makes you those things apparently. They all saw a VTuber grift successfully and realized, I could do this too. And yeah, we're not going to go through all the brain rot, but there's over 100 comments of people trying to get mad at Leaflet, or not even trying, like they are mad at Leaflet for something that she hasn't even done. But yeah, that's how Leaflet...
Yeah, because they're freaking brain dead. They genuinely don't exist in reality. And just like go on the internet, I'm assuming to look for someone to hate or someone to get mad at.
Ended up with a bunch of termly online Twitter users upset at her and some like weirdo Vice author, whatever journalist person mad at her too. Maybe they're upset that most people aren't buying their whole Kirsch narrative or something, so they're getting increasingly desperate. Who knows? Let me know what you think in the comments.
Well, yeah, of course. They're always gonna try to like... Because they always try to bully people and then cry whenever you don't accept them bullying it or just like agree with them. And then when they realize that this person is not gonna, like, they got nothing on this person, they try to find somebody else. But they just always make up stuff. They never actually, like, go after anybody who's genuinely bigoted or racist. They always just make shit up.
As always,
And honestly, I feel like that right there is probably
the
the major reason why the damn vast majority of people stop listening to these, like, lunatics. They don't even care anymore.
Please consider liking and or subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one.
And it's a good thing. The less people actually pay attention to listen to these idiots, the better the whole, like, community as a whole, the industry, everything's gonna be. Because, honestly and genuinely, nobody cares what they have to say. Look at that freaking, gaming company that tried to cancel Kirsch now. Like, their freaking their freaking game is, like, failing so bad now. They got a freaking bad freaking review. Why? Because they're morons. They try to cancel over something that she didn't even freaking do. They're idiots. And people saw that they're idiots, so people called them out on being idiots. Yeah, no duh. Congratulations, whatever the frick that game is, no one even knows or cares. You had like a sexy freaking hot VTuber lady playing your stupid game, actually giving it the attention and free promotion that it needs. And now you got nothing. You got nothing and nobody. You suck. Your game sucks. You got nothing but a game that sucks and nobody's playing. But hey, you know, if that's what you want, I guess. Hey, at least maybe the modern audience will like your game. Oh, no, they won't, because your game is about gangs and mafias, and it demeans women, doesn't it? Oh, because the women's are sexy in that game. Uh-oh, you can't have sexy women in games. That's also not liked by the modern audience. So who the hell are you actually trying to, like, win? The modern audience is not going to play your game. They don't freaking play games. They just like to complain about people that play games. So stupid. So stupid. Ayoo, Monodachi! Thank you so much for watching this video. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. You can also find links to the videos that we reacted to today down in the description below, along with my Oshi marks. I'll see you in the next video, Monos. Goodbye, and thank you so much for swinging by. Saru!